the second half, Sophia plays with full focus. In the first half, Ella and Lily had been locked in a fierce back and forth, but in the second half with Sophia on court, Ella can't return a single shot. The match ends in a landslide. Minghua loses badly, and the one who takes the hardest fall is Ella. For a long time people talked about Sophia from Yongchuan and Ella from Minghua. In the same breath, the general consensus had drifted toward them being roughly equal. Today's match settles it. In every way that matters, Ella cannot compete with Sophia. Every time Sophia scores, I lose it. I can barely stay in my seat. Before, I never paid Sophia any real attention. I had no idea what she was actually capable of. Looking back now, I really was blind. Ryan and Bree had rallied their people to cheer for Ella. Now they sit in silence, nothing left to say. My section is packed with Sophia's fans. Everyone around me is ecstatic. And me, I'm the most worked up of all. Eyes locked on Sophia, I'm practically squealing under my breath. Bree mutters, does he even remember which school he goes to? Thank God Sophia wouldn't look at him twice, otherwise it'd be physically disgusting. The words are barely out of Bree's mouth when Sophia, just off the court, walks toward the stands, and stops right in front of me. As she approaches, the guys around me are all reacting. I look at her. You were amazing. Sophia says, water. Her voice is like a gentle breeze, soft and smooth. I never imagined one person could be this exceptional in every way, and have a voice like that on top of it all. The guy closest to her quickly holds out a bottle, but Sophia doesn't take it. She looks at me. I pick up a bottle and hold it out to her. You really were incredible. My voice comes out soft. Those few simple words are enough to make the corner of Sophia's mouth lift. Under my gaze, she tips the bottle back and drinks. Lily, who had been ready to swoop in and show off, watches this unfold with wide eyes. What just happened? She's been working so hard all day to impress him, and Sophia just swooped in and took the moment. More importantly, Sophia has never once shown interest in any guy. She always brings her own water to matches. She never interacts with male students. She keeps everyone at a distance, at school and everywhere else. And yet right now, could Sophia actually like him? The thought hits Lily like a shock. Sophia finishes the water and says, I'm going to change. Let's go home together after school. I nod. Sure. Sophia turns and walks back. Lily stares, jaw dropped. Sophia, you know him? Sophia says calmly, I'm pursuing him. Everyone is saying I'm being kept by an older woman, and Sophia just said she is pursuing me. That word, pursuing. Since when does Sophia need to pursue anyone? Normally all she'd have to do is give the slightest nod and anyone would fall over themselves to be with her. Noticing Lily staring, Sophia asks, what? Got a problem with that? Lily doesn't dare have a problem. She just never imagined I was the one Sophia had her eye on. She's been flirting with me all day, and it turns out she was flirting with Sophia's person. Thinking back to everything she said in front of Sophia earlier, Lily wants to slap herself. She scrambles to apologize. I swear I didn't know. If I had, there's no way I would have acted like that toward him. Not toward your guy. Sophia's expression stays completely composed. It's fine. He wasn't interested in you anyway. Lily genuinely wants to say, was that necessary? Seeing Sophia completely serious, Lily asks, so where exactly do things stand between you two? Sophia answers, he hasn't fallen for me yet. She's my tutor, yes, but Sophia suspects I haven't truly fallen for her. I used to like Ella. Maybe Sophia is just someone I'm using to get under Ella's skin, but if she can be useful to me in some way, she's fine with that. Being by my side is already enough to make her happy. Lily takes in what Sophia said, and glances back at me in the stands. I'm standing there, looking her way. All that cheering I did, Lily thought I was just a simp for Sophia. Turns out Sophia is the one doing the chasing. The two people at the center of it all are completely calm. Everyone else is losing their minds over what they just overheard. The group chat explodes. Does Sophia actually have feelings for Jack? Not long ago I was Ella's simp. She didn't even see me. I ran errands for her like a servant, day after day. And now the person who outclasses Ella in every way has gotten herself tied to me. Ella comes out of the locker room, changed and dark. She lost the match. And the one who beat her didn't just win, she crushed her. Ryan and Bree trail behind, wanting to say something comforting, but they can't find the words. They're just as deflated. A moment ago they were certain someone like Sophia could never be interested in me. Then they watched her walk straight up to me herself. Bree says, is Sophia blind? How could she possibly be interested in him? Does she not know who Jack is? Ryan's expression is stone. He used to tell himself, no matter what I did, Ella would always choose him. But seeing Sophia connect with me today, pushes him to the edge. Why someone like me, already rich, is now somehow within reach of someone like Sophia. Maybe they just didn't try hard enough. If they had gone to cheer for Sophia today, maybe things would be different. I walk out of the gym. The guys who were sitting with me earlier look over. Jack, you know Sophia. I give a casual nod. Are you two together? They were close enough to see it. The way Sophia looked at me was unmistakable. They can't help wondering. No, I say, we're just engaged. I'm warm towards Sophia, sure, but that's largely because of what I lived through before. This time around, I genuinely don't know what she thinks of me beyond the engagement. After what happened with Ella, I don't dare assume. I'm not about to become anyone's simp again. Seeing their curious faces, I add, our families know each other. That's all. They look at me. So your family actually is wealthy. We thought, I don't dodge it, that I was being kept by an older woman. A few of them look guilty. That's what the post said. Someone was picking me up from school. I laugh. Think what you want. It doesn't bother me, it's not true, and frankly the whole thing is just funny, like I need someone to support me. I wave goodbye to the guys from the other classes, and head back to my classroom. I walk in and everyone stares. I'm used to it by now. I sit down quietly. The girl at the desk in front turns and stares straight at me, her tone dripping with passive aggression. We lost the match and you look perfectly happy about it. She and Ella are on the same team. I smile. You lost the match, I didn't. Why wouldn't I be happy? Getting noticed by Sophia, you must feel pretty special, she says. I let out a quiet laugh. What's wrong? Upset she didn't notice you. That shuts her up. She turns back around fuming. A little while later, Ella comes back with Ryan and Bri. Ella drops into her seat. I glance at her. I can sense it. Ella's anger is reaching a boiling point. She's always like this after losing to Sophia. I used to rally behind her, sharing her frustration. Now I just find it funny. Ella's gaze lands on me. She sees me smile, and her eyes go colder. Why are you looking at me? I say. Your skills weren't good enough. That's not my fault. Ella stares back at me. She lost, and instead of even a word of comfort, I'm sitting here mocking her. It gets under her skin. Every time she lost to Sophia before, I'd buy her things, bring her gifts, coax her out of her mood, tell her she was better than Sophia in every way. Now I'm the one making it worse. The bell rings. I pack up quickly, stand, and walk out. Seeing me leave, Ella stands too. She grabs her things and follows. She moves fast. Ryan can't keep up. I've barely reached the stairwell when Ella is right behind me, grabbing my arm. I turn and look at her. What are you doing, Ella? Ella stares at me, eyes red. I stop. She holds herself together barely. Are you really planning to be with Sophia? The question catches me off guard. She never used to care about things like this. What's going on with her? The way she's looking at me, like I'm the one who let her down. I reach to remove her hand from my wrist, but she's gripping tight. I can't help but laugh. Wasn't I the one you found suffocating? You told me every day I spent chasing you felt like a nightmare to you. Those were her exact words. Right before I died. I didn't know until she said it. All that love I poured into her, it disgusted her. Turns out giving someone everything you have doesn't make it precious. To them, it was just a burden. Ella freezes when she hears me. She insists she never said anything like that. She has no memory of it at all. Of course I know the Ella standing before me never said those words, but that doesn't mean she never thought them. I let out a cold laugh. But you always hated me, didn't you? If you didn't hate me, why were you always with Ryan? Why did you give him things that belonged to me? I treated you so well, and yet you treated me like a servant. As I say the words, I squeeze out a few tears. The truth is, I feel nothing for Ella anymore. After everything I've been through, all that's left inside me is hatred. I've lived this once already. There's no way I could ever love her again. But the Jack of my past life spent his entire life chasing after her love, desperately hoping she would give him just a little more, and in the end, he was left with nothing but a miserable fate. Every time I think back on it, a deep hollow sadness floods through me. That overwhelming grief rises up before I can stop it. If I hadn't been given this second chance, the version of me she abandoned in that rundown apartment, how pitiful he must have been. The thought alone makes my eyes sting. Ella stares at my reddened eyes. She only came looking for me because she couldn't stand seeing me get so close to Sophia. But this time, she sees something in my eyes she has never seen before. Real pain. She never liked me, she liked Ryan, so why does my grief make her feel like she has committed some unforgivable sin? Did she really hurt me that deeply? I don't know, Ella says quietly. I just don't want to talk about feelings. Even now she's still making excuses. I reach up and wipe my tears away. I know, you just don't want anything with me. You and Ryan are the ones who are perfectly matched, right? So whether I'm with Sophia or Lily, that's none of your business, is it? She wants to say something more. My reaction has clearly stirred a guilt she wasn't expecting. While we're still facing each other, Ryan and Bri have already appeared. Ryan stands at the top of the staircase looking down at me and Ella. He stares at us, visibly surprised. From where he stands, we're standing very close together, and Ella still has her hand wrapped around mine. The moment Ryan appears, something clicks in Ella's mind and she quickly lets go. I watch her instinctive reaction and give a bitter smile. Of course, seeing me with Sophia must have rattled her. After all, her cash cow just walked away. But Ryan will always be the one who matters most to her, and I'm just dying to watch things get messy between them. I lower my head and say, so please don't come looking for me in private. I wouldn't want Ryan to get the wrong idea. Without waiting for a response, I turn and head downstairs. The moment I reach the bottom of the stairs, those glassy, tearful eyes are wiped completely clean. I have absolutely no reason to cry over a snake like her. That little performance upstairs? Just me having a bit of fun. She deceived me so thoroughly in my past life. This time around, I won't let her off so easily. When she's at her lowest, I'll always leave her just a flicker of hope. The illusion that I still care. Watching me leave, Ryan slowly makes his way downstairs. He turns to Ella. What exactly happened between you two? I thought I saw him crying just now. I'm going back, Ella says flatly. She's in no mood for this, and she has no idea how to explain any of it to Ryan. My behavior just now made one thing clear. I still have feelings for her. It was her coldness that pushed me toward Sophia. Maybe she never should have let me find out about her and Ryan. I've barely stepped out of school when I spot Sophia standing quietly by the gate, waiting for me. She's changed out of her athletic wear and is now in the school uniform. Lily is standing beside her. The two of them are waiting patiently. The moment I appear, Lily spots me first. She nudges Sophia. Your man is here! At the sound of her voice, Sophia turns to look my way. The school grounds are crowded, and all eyes are on Sophia. Seeing her on the court is one thing. Seeing her here like this is something else entirely. In the same uniform, Lily somehow looks a little plain. but on Sophia the simple clean uniform looks effortlessly stunning. When she sees me, she walks over and takes my bag without a word. From the way she acts, it's clear she genuinely cares about me. I'm not the one chasing after her, it's mutual. Sophia doesn't seem to care what anyone thinks. Her eyes settle on me. Let's go eat first. I nod. My mood hasn't been touched by Ella at all. She doesn't deserve that kind of power over me. Lily beams at me. Hey there! I glance at her with a flat look. Sensing my displeasure, Lily quickly backpedals. Okay, I was blind to greatness before, I didn't mean to get on your bad side. Please don't be mad at me, I really am sorry. She keeps using that nickname but I can't be bothered to argue. I simply turn to Sophia and ask, are you two friends? A clear hint of indifference in my voice. Sophia glances at Lily and says, no. Hey come on, Lily protests immediately. It's all my fault, I'm apologizing to you. You were the first person to say to my face that I was being kept by an older woman. I remember it perfectly. I was wrong, Lily says in a small voice. It's all those people online spreading nonsense. I'll get to the bottom of it and find out who started it. I'll make it right for you, I swear. The car from Sophia's family has already pulled up. Sophia ignores Lily entirely. She opens the car door and looks at me. Get in! Lily stands at the roadside watching us both get in. She gives a polite wave. I won't keep you then. I'll head off first. See you next time. Wishing you two a lifetime of happiness and a house full of kids. Sophia rolls up the window with a sigh. Ignore her. I didn't expect you to know her. Sophia reaches over and buckles my seatbelt for me. We just play tennis together sometimes. The mention of tennis brings her match back to mind. The way she moved on the court, I can't help myself. Sophia, you are incredible out there. You scored so much on your own, you should have seen the look on Ella's face. Sophia takes the praise with quiet composure. She's just not good enough. If it weren't for Ella, she wouldn't have shown up to that match at all. Hearing Sophia speak about Ella so bluntly, I find that rather amusing. I didn't think she had it in her to talk about someone like that. Though to be fair, everything she said was true. You really are something else, I say. I honestly can't find a single flaw in you. You're beautiful, your grades are great, and now this. Every guy sitting near me today was totally taken with you. I don't know any of them, Sophia says simply. Of course you don't. I'm just saying, you're remarkable. But showing up at my school like this, staying so close to me, aren't you worried about what people might say behind your back? Sophia looks at me. What would they say? There are still people online saying I'm being kept by an older woman. People at school say it too. My reputation isn't exactly spotless. I don't care about any of that, Sophia says. I smile slightly. From her expression it's clear she already knew about the rumor. She hasn't brought it up once in the past few days. Could it be that she came, today, partly to stand up for me? The driver takes us to the restaurant. We've barely sat down when my phone buzzes with a message. I open it. It's from Ella. 2 words. I'm sorry. Jack stares at the screen for a moment. She actually apologized, so she really doesn't want me getting close to Sophia. Maybe that's just human nature. No matter how much she looked down on me, the moment I stop chasing her and turn to someone else, she panics. What do you feel like eating? Sophia asks. Anything works for me, you pick first. Sophia orders a few dishes, then remembers Jack likes spicy food and adds a few more for him. They've been having dinner together most evenings lately. Sophia knows him well by now. Uncle Owen still hasn't been back recently. He's been really busy, I say with a sigh. The topic weighs on Jack. In his past life, his father died in a car accident just before his college entrance exams. These days he's focused on pushing his grades up, and the time he gets to spend with his father is scarce. His father has always been this way. Even when Jack wanted more time with him, there was never enough to spare. But Jack has a plan. When the time comes, he'll find a way to keep his father from leaving that day. That should be enough to stop the accident. Sophia watches Jack chew quietly, his eyes fixed on the table, clearly lost in thought. She's noticed he drifts like this sometimes. Her instincts tell her there's something he's keeping hidden, but if he doesn't want to share, she won't push. Ella returns home to find her father Steve back, the same man who has spent the last stretch of time gambling. He's waiting in her room. When he sees her walk in, his expression is cold. How are things going with Jack lately? Nothing's going on. Ella had spent the whole walk home turning over her feelings about Jack. Now, facing her father, her expression hardens. Nothing? I told you to go win him over. You still haven't managed that? At the sight of him, Ella's voice goes flat. Why should I have to win anyone over? He already fired me. Am I supposed to go crawling back to him? Don't I have any dignity? Deep down, seeing Jack with Sophia does sting. There's a part of her that wants to pull him back, but looking at her father, right now she's grateful she and Jack are no longer together. She barely finishes her sentence before Steve lunges forward and slaps her across the face. You stupid girl! If you don't get him back, where are we supposed to get money? Now, how much money do you have on you? Hand it over. He's lost everything at the table again. It's written all over him. Ella stares at him. You've been gambling again. Stay out of my business. Don't be like your mother. Disgusting. Keep it up and I'll beat you senseless. When you were with Jack, money was never an issue. I could play all I wanted and it didn't matter. But you had to go and get involved with that broke nobody. And now look. You've let a golden catch slip right through your fingers. Get him back, or I won't let this go. Steve storms out. Once he's gone, Ella checks the hiding spot under her bed. The money she stashed there is gone. He's already found it. The apartment is small. Growing up with just her father, she's never had any real privacy. There are only so many places to hide things. When she was with Jack, she used to quietly set aside some of the money he gave her. University was coming. Expenses everywhere. Her father would be useless. She had only herself to rely on. But even so, he found it anyway. By the time Ella steps back out, he's already gone. She stares at the empty doorway, then kicks the wall hard. After dinner, Jack and Sophia step out of the restaurant to find it's raining. The driver takes Jack home and holds an umbrella out for him. Jack steps out of the car. Sophia takes the umbrella and walks him to his door. Okay, the rain's getting heavy, you should head back, Jack tells her. Sophia looks at him gently. Good night. Her voice is soft. Jack looks back at her, those bright eyes fixed on him. He feels his face go warm. He nods. You too, get some rest. See you tomorrow. Sophia nods, takes the umbrella back and gets into the car. Jack watches her go and realizes, being with her really does make him happy. The car pulls away. Jack is just about to head inside when a familiar voice calls his name. Jack. He turns. Ella steps out of the shadows. She has no umbrella. He has no idea how long she's been standing there. She's completely soaked. The sight of her catches me off guard. What are you doing here? First that apology text, now showing up in person. Looks like my little performance this afternoon hit harder than I thought. Ella looks at me. I was smiling just moments ago, but the second I see her, my expression goes cold.
So you're that happy with Sophia?
Yeah, I am, Jack says. She treats me well. Unlike some people, Ella has always kept a cold face around Jack. Seeing her look like this, almost tender, is something rare. Even knowing she's ice through and through. Even knowing every bit of this is an act. Seeing a side of her he's never seen before still stirs something oddly satisfying in him. What do you want, Ella? Jack asks. A faint smile tugs at the corner of Ella's mouth. So you've really made up your mind, you're done with me. What, running low on cash again? Jack says. The only time you ever look at me like that is when you need money. You're overthinking it, Ella says, holding his gaze. I just wanted to see you. She turns to leave. I'm going home. She turns and starts walking, and within moments Jack watches her collapse to the ground. Jack calls for Auntie Chen. She hurries over and stares at the figure on the ground, visibly shaken. Isn't that Miss Ella? What happened to her? Not sure, she collapsed. Auntie Chen holds the umbrella over Ella and presses a hand to her forehead. She's burning up, must be a fever. What do we do? Are we going to take care of her? Bring her inside, Jack says. Get a doctor. Should I put her in her old room? Auntie Chen asks hesitantly. Wasn't there a room Uncle Steve used to stay in? Put her there for now. The room Jack used to give her was arranged to his own high standards. Letting her have that now would be a waste. The way things stand, the staff quarters are more than enough for her. Auntie Chen has Ella moved to the staff room. Then she calls for the doctor. The doctor confirms it's just a fever, nothing serious. They let her rest. Jack stands by the window looking out at the courtyard. The rain is relentless tonight. He's already showered, but sleep won't come. A message from Sophia lights up his phone. I'm home, Jack replies. Just finished showering. Then get some rest. Good. Good night. Jack sets down his phone and falls asleep. The next morning Jack comes downstairs to find Auntie Chen has already prepared breakfast. He sits down and asks, how's Ella? She woke up around dawn and left first thing. Jack looks up, caught off guard. Really? I assumed she was still here. I told her to wait until you were up, but she wouldn't listen. That girl, I can never tell what's going on in her head. Honestly, same, Jack says. She's impossible to figure out. Auntie Chen looks at Jack warmly. If you ask me, Miss Sophia is so much better for you. Young master, please keep your distance from Ella from now on. She's worried he might fall back into being a lovesick fool all over again. Jack laughs. Relax. The only reason I even bothered last night was because she collapsed at my door. I didn't want that bad omen on my conscience. Auntie Chen smiles with relief. Good. Ever since Jack stopped being a lovesick fool, she stopped worrying the way she used to. The spoiled young master has really grown up. By the time Jack gets to school, Ella has already gone home, changed, and come back. When she sees Jack walk in, she keeps her head down and says nothing. She's back to her usual cold self. Jack thinks she has some nerve. He practically saved her life last night, and she can't even manage a thank you. He drops into his seat and ignores her right back. Does she really think he's still the same lapdog he used to be? When class ends, Ryan comes over. He and Ella head off together for a student council meeting. Ryan looks at Ella as they walk. Are you feeling better today? Ella glances at him. I'm fine. Losing the match yesterday wasn't really the issue, but seeing Ella with Jack yesterday has been weighing on Ryan's mind. Ella says nothing. After Steve took her money yesterday, her mood has been dark ever since. Ryan sees she's not talking and takes a breath. Ella, if you want to be with Jack, I support you. I really do. You're overthinking it, Ella says, looking straight at Ryan. I have zero feelings for Jack. I'm not getting back with him. I just can't stand watching him walk around with Sophia like everything's fine. I don't want them to get off so easy. Ryan nods. Good, Ella, no matter what, I'm always on your side. Ella gives a small nod. Then she thinks of her father, using her to swindle money from Jack's family. There's no way she'll be part of that. Steve has no limits. She's always known that. She refuses to let him turn her into his tool. That's why she left Jack's house the moment she came to her senses this morning. She wants nothing more to do with him. In the days that follow, Ella spends all her time with Ryan. She stops hovering around Jack entirely. Jack doesn't spare them a second thought. He focuses on his classes every day. In his free time, he browses property listings and buys type. Prices are still low now. Later, they'll skyrocket. One afternoon, Jack leaves school a little later than usual. He stayed behind to finish some homework. By the time he steps out, the school gate is nearly empty. Young Master Jack! The moment he steps outside, someone calls out to him. He looks up and sees Steve. Uncle Steve, Jack says. Here to see Ella? Steve looks at me. Yeah, just checking on her. That rotten girl, I've been giving her an earful lately. It's her own fault. She just had to go after that Ryan kid. No sense of what's good for her. Don't be too hard on her, Steve says. I'm not angry, Jack replies. Jack takes in Steve's disheveled appearance and frowns slightly. Just then Ella and Ryan come out of the school. Seeing Jack and Steve together, Ella can't help herself. What are you two doing here? Last time Steve took her money he disappeared for days. Now he's back, which means he's broke again. Steve shoots her a dismissive look. I'm talking to my son-in-law, none of your business, get lost. Ella turns her sharp gaze on Jack. And you, why are you still standing there? What, do you actually want to be his son-in-law? Take a look in the mirror first. Get out of here. She lets loose at Jack without holding back. Jack already knows she's never been warm to him, but even so, the force of it catches him off guard. He stares at her. This woman, every single time. It takes him a few seconds to recover. You flatter yourself. Who would want anything to do with you? He fires back and walks away. Steve calls after him. Don't you worry, son-in-law. I'll send Ella to find you in a couple of days. I'll straighten this girl out when we get home. He tries to follow Jack, but Ella steps in front of him and blocks his path. Steve seethes. He glares at her. What do you think you're doing? You won't make an effort yourself and now you're stopping me too? We finally had him right here and you drove him off. Can't you do anything right? Jack is already in the car. He watches through the window as Ella blocks Steve, her face tight. Stop coming to my school. I'll come whenever I want, Steve snaps. Where's the money? You don't know how to make money? I don't have any, Ella says. You took it all last time. That was my university fund. So what have you been doing about it? The question set Steve off. Back when Ella had Jack wrapped around her finger, he had no complaints whatsoever. He didn't care that she was spending every day with Ryan, because Jack didn't seem to mind either. But now things are different. Jack has cut Ella off because of Ryan. Steve can no longer afford to let things slide. This is my problem to handle, Ella says. Go home, I have a shift to get to. A shift, a shift. Steve throws up his hands.
That's all you know.
How much does that miserable job even pay you in a month? You'd be better off winning Jack back. Look what you just did, you chased him off. So what if I don't like him? That's my right. You, Steve raises his hand, then remembers they're in front of a school. We'll finish this at home. Money, now. If you don't give me any, I'll go find Jack myself. Go get money, did you hear me? You're just like your mother, heartless. Ella's face is stone cold. Whether you live or die is none of my concern. She steps onto the bus at the stop and doesn't wait for Ryan. Steve watches her go, fuming. He looks down at the few hundred in his hand. That daughter of his is getting harder and harder to control. Ryan had walked out with Ella, but seeing the scene unfold, he hung back. He watched from a distance, not daring to step in. Only once they're both gone does he come out. He'd only ever known Steve as a driver. He had no idea that was Ella's father. And the fact that he came here demanding money when Ella has nothing left, that's a lot to take in. He'd figured stepping in would only make things messier and more embarrassing. So he stayed back and waited it out. Jack sits in the car for a long moment before finally telling the driver to go. He thinks about the way Ella just laid into him and almost laughs. I don't even want her. And yet she's worried I might actually marry her, just because her dad said a few nice things? Jack gets home. Auntie Chen beams at him. Welcome back, young master. Jack gives a quiet, Who upset you? Auntie Chen asks. She picks up on his mood immediately.
Nothing. Just a bad omen of a person. When Sophia gets here, send her up to the study.
Sophia has been arriving later than usual lately. Jack isn't sure what's keeping her.
He's barely gone upstairs when Sophia arrives.
The young master seems a bit off today. Sophia frowns. What happened? Auntie Chen shakes her head. He didn't say, but it's got to be something to do with Ella. She's the only one who makes him shut down like that. Sophia heads upstairs and opens the study door. She finds Jack at his computer watching this year's most popular holiday comedy sketch. He's watching intently and laughing genuinely. Sophia walks over and settles into the empty seat beside him. Jack glances at her. You're here. Sophia meets his eyes. Got held up. You've been busy lately too. She used to arrive early every day, always finishing school before Jack, but lately something seems to be filling up her time. At the mention of it, Sophia nods. It won't affect our sessions though. I'll always make time to come and your grades have been improving a lot lately. Jack looks at her. You're planning to study in the capital after graduation, aren't you? The question catches Sophia off guard. Truthfully, her family has been pushing her to go for a while now, but she stayed. She looks at him. How did you know? Jack smiles slightly. Because I lived it once already. But that all happened after the college exams. Things I haven't told her. Back then, it never crossed his mind to leave. Ella had chosen a local school so he stayed too. In truth, Ella's scores in that life were high enough for the top 2, but she chose to stay in Yunville. Jack never understood why. Maybe she couldn't bear to leave this place. Maybe she couldn't bear to leave Ryan. He never kept anything from her. But she never told him anything. And then his father died around that time, making everything worse. I'll go, Sophia says, but probably after the exams are over. Do you think my grades could get me into a school in the capital? Sophia looks at me and nods. Yes, if you really want it, you can get there. Jack closes the video on his computer and stretches. Then that's the goal. Sophia blinks, a little surprised.
You want to go to the capital?
I just want to give it everything I've got, Jack says. I've been given a second chance. Might as well aim high. If you don't even dare to dream it, no amount of luck in the world will make it fall into your lap. Sophia watches him, that familiar confidence back in his eyes. Feeling better? Ella got under my skin, Jack admits, and gives her a quick rundown of what happened at the school gate. Isn't that ridiculous? I never said anything about marrying her. She acted like I was going to drag her to the altar, and then she she goes off on me like that. Unbelievable. She likes Ryan. Fine. Nobody's desperate for her. It's my own fault. I was blind before. I made her think she mattered that much. Sophia looks at him and says softly,
Our Jack is the best. Way too good for someone like her.
Jack hears the words and looks over at her, only to find her gazing straight at him with quiet sincerity. His face goes warm before he can stop it. Good grief. He thought his heart had died somewhere in his past life. But when Sophia speaks to him like this, something impossibly shy stirs inside him. It takes him a long moment to collect himself. Do you talk to everyone like that? No, Sophia says. I don't say things like that casually. So that means I'm different to you. Sophia stiffens slightly at that. She looks away and puts on a very serious expression. I made a promise to Uncle Owen to take good care of you. The moment she brings up his father, Jack deflates a little. She really is too obedient for her own good. If your family told you to be with someone else in the future, would you just go along with that too? Sophia turns to look at Jack. Her expression is hard to read. Seeing the question land somewhere deep, Jack waves it off. Forget it, I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously, you make me feel like I'm picking on you. Jack gets the sense that Sophia might not actually have feelings for him. Sophia, is there someone you like? Sophia blinks, thrown by the question. Why are you asking that? Just curious, Jack says. Your arrangement with my dad is your business, but you must have your own feelings about things. If there's someone you actually like, don't force yourself to stay. Sophia looks at Jack for a long moment before she speaks. We've been spending every day together lately. Are you getting tired of me? There's a flicker of hurt in her eyes. Jack gets to his feet. I'm going to head home. That's not what I meant at all. I wasn't trying to push you away. Hey, Sophia, come on, don't be like this. But she's already gone. Auntie Chen sees her coming downstairs. Miss Sophia? I'm heading out, Sophia says, her expression tight. Of course, take care, Auntie Chen replies. Jack comes downstairs to find Sophia already gone. Auntie Chen looks at him. What happened? She's upset again, Jack mutters. I was just making conversation. How does she manage to take offense at everything? She's so sensitive. Just as Jack moves to go after her, Auntie Chen stops him. The people from the property company said they'd be coming by shortly. Jack remembers. He's been in the middle of some property deals. He reins himself in and stays to handle business first. When Ella gets home after her shift, Steve is still there. Any other time, he would have left by now. But he's come back with nothing, ransacked the apartment for money and found none, and is now sitting there smoking. When he sees Ella walk in, Steve says, worked all night and brought home what? A few pennies? If you give me $1,000 a month, that's already impressive. Still not worth a fingernail clipping compared to what Jack could give. Whatever I earn it myself, Ella says. And what does effort get you? You couldn't earn in a lifetime what Jack used to hand you. Don't get full of yourself just because you work hard. This world runs on money and connections, nothing else. Remember when you lived at Jack's place? The life we had then. Look at us now. I'm not doing it, Ella says. And aren't you afraid of getting labeled a scammer and hauled off one day? You'll ruin your own life. Just don't drag me down with you. Ella turns to face him. You talk about family, money, and status. So why haven't you as a father done anything to build that? Steve sputters, caught off guard. Then he recovers. I had bad luck, all right. And your mother, useless woman, sick all the time. That's what dragged me down. That's why I pushed you toward Jack. What does Ryan have to offer? You'd marry him and spend your life scraping by. The Jack family is loaded. And that boy was crazy about you. A little sweetness from you and he'd have been putty in your hands. I don't like him, Ella says. And I won't be with someone I don't like. Like him? What's liking someone worth? I'm not asking you to fall in love. I'm asking you to get his money. What's the problem? I won't do it. When she thinks about Jack, she knows they were never meant to live in the same world. She simply refuses to walk that path with him. She can't deny that life was simpler when he was around. But seeing her father gloat like this makes her sick. He drove her mother away. He mistreated her all her life, and now he wants to ride her coattails. All he does is gamble. A man like this, he deserves nothing. Steve snorts. If I hadn't given you those looks of yours, do you think anyone would even glance your way? And sure, your grades are good, but mine weren't bad either back in the day. Owen isn't anything special. His test scores back then weren't even as good as mine. He only got where he is because his family had money. Ella's expression goes stone cold. She walks straight into her room and shuts the door. Steve stands outside ranting for a good while. Ella rolls up some tissue and plugs her ears. The next morning at school, Jack sees Ella walk in. There's a visible mark on her face. Jack stares. What happened to her? Did someone hit her? He thinks back to yesterday's scene with Steve. Did he actually beat her when she got home? Ella takes her seat. Everyone who notices goes quiet. Ryan sees her too. The sight of the injury visibly shocks him. Ella sits down without a word. Jack watches her. This stubborn as a mule, perpetually unlucky girl. He can't help himself. Did your dad hit you? Ella turns to look at Jack, her face cold. What, you want to help me again? Fine, give me a few million then. He's racked up a mountain of gambling debts. A few million from you and I'll date you. How's that? When she speaks, her eyes are full of mockery, as if she's mocking me for my stupidity. It's the kind of look that makes your blood boil. I was just asking a simple question, Jack says. And you jump straight to millions, and dating me on top of it. What kind of logic is that? Then stay out of my business. Ella looks away, head down. The truth is, it wasn't her father who hit her. Debt collectors showed up at the house early this morning, looking for Steve, and Ella got caught in the middle. They warned her to get the money sorted. When she lived at Jack's, none of this would ever have reached her. Her father had a decent salary back then, and Jack's money kept coming in. Even when Steve took from her, he never cleaned her out entirely. She spent freely on purpose. she spends money freely, simply because she does not want to give all her money to her father. Compared to those days, the life she's living now is a disaster, but she refuses to get close to Jack again. If she did what Steve wanted, stringing Jack along, draining him, she's afraid she'd end up becoming just like her father. Jack looks at Ella with an expression full of warmth. Actually, I do care about you. The word care catches Ella off guard. She looks at him. Jack's smile curves. I care about how you're doing. The moment I hear things are going badly for you, I feel completely at ease. That warm, sincere expression, delivering the most infuriating words imaginable. Next time your dad goes after you, Jack adds, let me know. I'd love to be there to cheer him on. Ella yanks out her textbook, her expression murderous. Pushed past her limit, she finally snaps. You don't actually think being with Sophia is going to make you happy, do you? She's way out of your league in every way. Someone like her getting close to someone like you? She has to have an agenda. Jack clenches his jaw. What happens between me and Sophia is none of your business. Jack glances over at Ryan, who is sitting there diligently writing something. Usually he'd have rushed over to check on Ella by now, but today he hasn't even looked her way. He's just focused on studying, Ella says. Right, Jack says, and when your dad showed up yesterday, he was right there, staying well out of it. Ella, tell me you're not about to get dumped by me and then by him too. Ryan has always been sharp. He never lets himself get pulled into anything that could hurt him. Ella may have everything going for her, but Ryan must have serious reservations about that gambling father of hers. In the past life, the reason their love story worked at all was because the Jack family was quietly carrying the weight for both of them. Back then, Ella had access to unlimited funds to manage her father. Now that Jack has cut ties, the cracks in Ella's life are showing. In that other life, something like this would never have happened to Ella. Jack had taken care of everything before it could. Now, Jack's words leave Ella with nowhere comfortable to look. Just as Jack predicted, Ryan doesn't come to find her after class. He seems busy. Bry comes over and takes one look at Ella. Hey, what happened to your face? Did you get into a fight? She's a model student. This kind of thing seems out of character. Ella just says, it's nothing. Bree glances at Jack, then back at Ella. Should we report it to someone? Do you need help? No. Jack watches Bree fuss over Ella and wonders aloud, what's Ryan so busy with? Bree glances back at Ryan and tells me, Ryan's been working on a speech the teacher assigned. Why? Ah, I say flatly. Busy then. Meanwhile, Ella's sitting here injured and he hasn't even looked over. Bree bristles. That's between the two of them. They know what they're doing. What do you mean by that? Ryan cares more about Ella than anyone. He's the most devoted person to her there is. They're even planning to apply to the same university. Not that you'd manage that. No matter how much money your family has, you can't buy your way into the college entrance exam. As Bry talks, Ryan sits nearby listening, desperately wishing he could clap a hand over her mouth. He's been trying so hard to stay invisible, and here's Bry blabbering on and drawing every bit of attention right back to him. I turn to Ella. Which school are you planning to apply to? In the past life, both Ella and Ryan ended up at Yountville University. But Jack has always been curious. Why did Ella settle for that when she could have gone to the top two? Back then he assumed it was because of Ryan. Ella looks at him. Why do you want to know? Just curious, Jack says with a grin. I figured if I knew where you two were going, maybe I'd apply there too. It'd be nice to all be at the same school, right? And I'd get to see firsthand whether you two really are built to last. Are you serious? Bree cuts in. Your grades are nowhere near theirs. You really think you can keep up? Sure, you've improved, but you're not even in the top 10 in our class. You think you can get into the same school as them? Ella seems to share the sentiment. She looks at him almost dryly. We're going for the top two. Come along if you can. Ella does genuinely want to get into the top two. Getting into the capital means escaping Steve, ending his harassment, and maybe finding her mother. So Yountville University is off the table? Jack says, genuinely surprised. Why would I settle for Yountville? Ella says, that might be your ceiling, it's not mine. Alright then, Jack says with a smile. Top two it is for me too. Bree finds it amusing, but she holds back from saying anything more. She's worried she might go too far and actually make Jack angry. She goes back to sit beside Ryan. Jack is too much, she whispers. He said he wants to get into the top two. He doesn't actually think his grades are that good, does he? Ryan looks up at Jack. He had once hoped Jack would fall back into his feelings for Ella, but Sophia's arrival has made that feel increasingly unlikely. His eyes linger on Jack. He turns to Bree. Tell me, do you think Jack still has feelings for Ella? If he does, that would be ideal. If Jack still liked Ella, at least Steve would stop showing up at school making scenes, and Ella would have money again. Bree hears him and narrows her eyes. If he even thinks about going back to Ella, I'll tear him apart. Ryan glances at Bree. Having a friend who completely misses the point every single time is genuinely exhausting. That afternoon, Ryan and Ella head to their meeting. Once they're alone, Ryan turns to her. That injury, what happened? Did your dad do that? No, Ella says. Some people came looking for my dad. There was a confrontation. Money? Ryan had seen enough yesterday to piece it together. Ella nods. Yes. Ryan looks at her and takes a breath, working up the nerve to say what's been on his mind. Ella, this can't keep going. Have you thought about going to Jack for help? What kind of help? Ella looks at him confused. Didn't. You used to tutor him? Maybe you could go back to doing that. We weren't exactly kind to him before, I'll admit, but he's still a wealthy young master. We should be a little warmer to him. He probably wouldn't mind having one more tutor. No, Ella says firmly. I don't want that. She was already let go by Jack. She's not gonna go begging. She may be broke, but she still has her pride. What's wrong with it? Ryan says. You'd just be tutoring him for money. you'd earn more than that cafe job pays you, and you'd have a way to deal with your dad's situation. Something about being pushed toward Jack by Ryan sits wrong with Ella. You'd really be okay with me tutoring him? Ryan smiles. Why would I be upset? You don't have feelings for him. And for Jack, getting to spend money on you is probably the highlight of his day. Everyone at school knows he's close to Sophia now, Ella says. If I go back to him now, what does that look like? I won't do things I don't want to do just for money, Ryan pushes back. Sophia will find out about the rumor sooner or later. When she does, she'll want nothing to do with him. You'd just be reaching out as a friend, that's perfectly normal. And honestly, you don't want to watch him crash and burn with Sophia, do you? Ella stays quiet. She does agree on this point. Sophia is impressive in every way, but this is an arranged relationship. Sophia probably doesn't genuinely care for Jack. Seeing her silence, Ryan presses on carefully. If you don't know how to bring it up, I'll go talk to Jack myself. I'll ask him to take you back as his tutor. Trust me, I can make it work. Ella, whatever happens, you have to finish high school. The way things are going with your dad, I'm not even sure you'll make it to graduation. Ella looks at Ryan, but she still feels uneasy about it. She feels something close to anger rising. Do you think I can't survive without Jack? That's not what I meant, Ryan says. Jack is only acting this way to get a reaction from me, but I'm not going to lower myself for him. And with my dad in the state, if I go to Jack and drag him into it, what kind of person does that make me? Without waiting for a response, Ella walks straight into the meeting room. After PE class that afternoon, Jack breaks away from the group and rests in the shade of a tree. Ryan strolls over. Why are you all by yourself? He asks with a well-meaning tone. Jack glances up. One look and he can tell Ryan wants something. What? Do you think I have other friends here? Ever since his falling out with Ryan and Ella, nobody else has been willing to get close to him. He doesn't have their charm. Both of them are popular, well-liked wherever they go. But Jack doesn't mind. If he actually cared about being shut out like this, he'd have lost his mind by now. Ryan sits beside Jack and takes in the clearly expensive athletic wear. He thinks Jack really does have money. Hey Jack, can I run something by you? Go ahead, Jack says. Ryan takes a breath. Would you be willing to let Ella come back as your tutor? Jack quietly shifts a little further away. Why? Ella's been having a rough time. You know what's going on with her dad? I'm aware, Jack says. What does that have to do with me? Just help her out, Ryan says, all generous sincerity. If things keep going this way, it's only going to get worse for her. It's not like you're short on money. I promise she'll take the tutoring seriously. I'll even help teach you too. Your grades will go up. And then we can all apply to the same school together. Whether Jack has the talent to actually get in is another matter, but once Ella's exams are over, she'll be free, and none of this will be his problem anymore. Jack looks at Ryan in silence. Ryan shifts uncomfortably. Why are you staring at me like that? Do I look like an idiot to you? Jack says. You and Ella are perfectly happy together, and now you're here asking me to take her on as my tutor. You think I'll just pay her a salary, and end up bankrolling both of you all over again like the fool I used to be? Ryan presses his lips together and meets Jack's gaze. It's not even a lot for you. You spent hundreds of thousands on her birthday once, that's pocket change. I'd rather donate every cent to build schools in the poorest mountain villages than give a single penny to Ella. I'm done spending money on her. I said what I said. Jack watches Ryan after saying it. He's surprised Ryan actually came to ask him this. It must have taken considerable resolve. Does he really not feel embarrassed? Ryan speaks. If the reason you hate her so much is because of me and Ella,